This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. The Dunedin City Council Residents' Opinion Survey results are out and the news is positive. As the survey helps to gauge the perception and satisfaction of those living in the city towards the council's services and facilities. But there are some areas that locals want to see improved.
5,400 residents were invited to take Dunedin City Council's 2016 Residents' Opinion Survey, and just over 1,700 responses were received. The results showed a big jump in the number of people who perceive Dunedin to be a thriving city.
It is very gratifying to see steady lifts in almost all the results. The satisfaction with our city is increasing quite steadily and markedly, and it's great.
There was dissatisfaction in some areas, mainly stormwater, public toilets and availability of parking in the central city. But the Mayor says there's been a real effort in Council, developing strategies into business plans and looking ahead to see what success looks like.
And we've put them in place, they've not been there long. These results really vindicate those strategies and the visions that they encapsulate. So I think the new Council can say, yep, it's working, we're on the right track and we can keep going on that track.
40% surveyed want to see more focus on core services, and the Chief Executive says it's a tough job balancing debt and addressing everyone's needs.
Every year at annual plan you get a little list of people who want you to build new things, make new grants, spend more money. You get another group who are saying you need to control the rates and not put the rates up, and you get another group who say you need to get the debt down.
She says last year the council made some strong decisions, spreading debt and spending extra in strategic areas.
So more into economic development, more into environmental sustainability, more into the social area of spending, more into arts and culture, and so everybody's getting a bit.
Residents were most satisfied with the city's cultural and recreational facilities, with the Chinese gardens a continued improvement. But the main issues remain the roading network, the stormwater system and support for Dunedin's economic development. Dee Karen, The South Today.
Police are investigating the suspected arson of a house bus near Dunedin's Ross Creek Reserve. The extent of damage to the bus was revealed this morning. It was destroyed last night when firefighters were working to contain and extinguish the blaze. The house bus was reported stolen from Otago Street in South Dunedin last week. It was later found abandoned in Burma Road, where it has remained since. Owner Bruce Law reportedly converted the former school bus so he and his wife could live in it while renovating their Purakanui home. The fire is being treated as suspicious and police investigations are continuing. Power is being restored to most people affected by outages as a result of snow in the Queenstown Lakes area. Snow fell overnight and contractors are preparing for the possibility of more in coming days. Roads were closed and electricity was cut to hundreds of customers. The last people to be reconnected are in parts of Dalefield and Kinloch near Glenorchy. The resort's ski fields, which recently closed for the season, received about 30 centimetres of snow. A century of living is being celebrated at a Dunedin rest home. One of the residents at the home of St Barnabas turned 100 today, and festivities are lasting throughout the week.
Welcoming in a new century, home of St Barnabas resident Joyce Dyer is celebrating her 100th birthday today. She spent the morning receiving cards and flowers from relatives and friends before a special afternoon tea put on by staff.
She's one of a very big family of cousins on her mother's side, and also on her brother-in-law's side, the Flux family. She's got a very big extended family.
Dyer was schooled in Dunedin at Forbury and Otago Girls. She then underwent secretary training at the Dunedin Technical College.
Well, I spent most of my working life as secretary of the Dunedin Punkit Society.
She's never married but has hosted a number of international students and accordingly has extended family all over the world. Many of them are travelling for her 100th birthday party at Burns Hall this weekend.
Everybody's just so proud of her, and especially the example that she's given with her life with her hospitality and the way she welcomed us all as young people when we first come to Dunedin from different places around New Zealand.
Dyer entered the Masters Games in her 90s, winning a gold medal in a walking race. She plays the piano and likes reading and spending time with friends. She was also one of the first women elders at First Church.
She's very humble and very caring and very thoughtful of other people. Yeah. So I think the person she is her greatest achievement.
This week, relatives and friends are travelling from Sydney, London, Asia and the Pacific to see Dyer in Dunedin. People are also gathering from throughout the South Island.
Her cup is always half full, and no matter what challenges and struggles she has, she's always looking at the positive side.
Dyer's putting her long life down to being healthy and having good parentage. Rosie Mannins, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a drone discovered at an albatross colony worries conservationists, and we take a look at what's on offer at the first ever East Otago Field Days.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
Welcome back. Two Central Otago residents are facing serious drugs charges following a police raid on a Clyde house. Officers found more than 40 cannabis plants and equipment used to sell methamphetamine at the property. A 22-year-old man is charged with importing and selling methamphetamine as well as cultivating cannabis. A 28-year-old woman also faces court in relation to the cultivation of cannabis. Police searched the house after customs officers intercepted drugs worth up to $14,000 at the Auckland Mail Centre. Conservationists are worried about drones being flown over the Royal Albatross colony at Tairoa Head. A drone was found to have crashed inside the colony last week. Department of Conservation staff have also recently spoken to drone operators in the Albatross car park. The colony is a no-fly zone due to the potential for aerial instruments to disturb or harm birds and their nests. DOC says drones are a real risk to the local threatened wildlife at Tairoa Head and they're banning them from the area. Dunedin's Art Centre is celebrating 30 years of serving the mental health community in Otago. The creative space for people who use mental health services is the second oldest facility of its type in the country, just 1 year younger than a Dunedin equivalent. And with a new director, it's got an exciting future ahead.
Flourishing the decorations. Dunedin's Art Centre began as a space for people to visit and harness creative talents in a therapeutic way 30 years ago, following the closure of Cherry Farm, now known as Hawkesbury Village. New director Paul Smith has brought strong credentials from the NGO sector, having run Dunedin's Midwinter Carnival for many years. Like other Art Centre staff and artists, Smith is in celebration mode and is pleased the organisation is surviving.
There's never any guarantees of funding forever for anyone, so it's a wonderful achievement by a whole cast of people, trustees, directors, staff and the artists who attend over the many years. And we've had fantastic support from the wider community.
Art Centre moved from Crawford Street, next door to Sammy's, into the former Hayward Auction House building in Princess Street earlier this year. It's a transition that Smith says has increased the number of people working in the space.
The numbers have been increasing this year in particular, and they're higher than they have been for quite a few years, and I think that's largely due to the new location of Art Centre on Princess Street. It's very accessible and it's got a higher profile.
Funding of health services, particularly mental health services, has been a contentious issue. However, Smith says the organisation is adequately funded.
We've actually been very lucky with the support we've received over the years from funders, and the main funder is the Southern District Health Board, the Ministry of Health, and we also have support from the Ministry of Social Development, and we have actually been very lucky to have that support consistently over many years.
He says governments come and go and can review budgets and departments at will. So providers like Art Centre need to ensure they provide a quality service. Smith and the team are looking forward to another 30 years, and he's pleased the stigma around mental illness is far less than it was 30 years ago. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Overnight guest numbers in Southland during the month of August were down in comparison to last year. Statistics New Zealand has just released the latest monthly figures for the country, but Venture Southland says the region is seeing an upward trend in tourism overall.
When comparing overnight staying guest numbers from August this year to August last year, every region in the country saw positive growth, except for Southland. The region had a slight decline in visitor numbers. However, the joint initiative for the Invercargill City, Southland and Gore District Councils to boost economic and community development, Venture Southland, says this doesn't represent the year-on-year trends in the region.
Domestic travel has been down significantly. At the same time, the international guest nights are continuing to be positive, and year end we're still up. I think we're up for the year end 40,000 guest nights.
When comparing August this year and last, the number of overnight guests only dropped by around 50, with the overall number staying around 42,000 in both months. Lowe says the drop is due to less conferences occurring in Southland.
They're attributing it some to the corporate travel. Obviously, the dairy industry has been, well, there's been some positive signs. It has been a bit depressed. Similarly, it is, I suppose, the low season in terms of our weather, even though we've had some really outstanding weather.
Lowe says the tourism sector is still developing in the Deep South, so it makes sense that there's a lag in comparison to the rest of the country. He says that Venture Southland's aiming to assist companies in the region to expand their opportunities to these travelling markets.
We're here to be the lending hand, to give them channels and get a wee bit more reach and a wee bit more advice to move them ahead.
He says the group hopes to enable tourism to continue growing in the region. Ruby Spink, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, Palmerston hosts a large rural show and we'll check out weather for Thursday.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules, Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times. The Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. A large rural showcase in Palmerston is attracting exhibitors from throughout New Zealand. The first ever East Otago Field Days is taking place in Palmerston today and tomorrow. More than 100 exhibitors are involved from as far away as Auckland. Organisers say the wet spring weather isn't dampening festivities.
Slightly damp underfoot, but that is not in any way dampening the spirits of those many hundreds of people in attendance. We've got a great day coming up.
The event is an offshoot of the annual Palmerston and Waikemu AMP Association show, which is growing in size. As well as commercial exhibitors, there's cooking demonstrations, fashion shows and award presentations on offer. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. The Dunedin City Council Residents' Opinion Survey results are out, showing an overall increase in positive perceptions of the city. Tourism numbers were down in Southland for the month of August, but industry leaders say the region is faring well in general. And a Dunedin woman is celebrating her 100th birthday, putting her long life down to good health and parentage. It's time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's emu oil.
And here is our southern view. It's taken us some beautiful spring flowers in the Queen's Gardens, Dunedin. Well, to the situation, a depression is forecast to develop on a cold front just off the Fiordland coast tomorrow. It's going to bring a period of rain to the region later in the day, something that we are becoming accustomed to. Snow again on the ranges tomorrow evening. What does it all mean? Well, what it means is rain with sou'easters for Balclutha, the Catlins, Gore and Lumsden. Highs of around 9 or 10 degrees for these areas. We're looking at rain later in the day with northerlies easing for Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka, and rain with sou'easters easing for Te Anau and a high of 9. And it's nor'easters with late rain for Oamaru, 16 degrees there. Nor'westers for Omarama with late rain. That's also the same forecast for Twizel, 15 degrees apiece. And northerlies and Timaru with high cloud increasing and a high of 18. And Dunedin tonight, cloudy with sou'westers dying out. An overnight low of 7 is expected. Tomorrow, cloud increasing and lowering with nor'easters. Some rain developing from late afternoon, becoming heavier during the evening. Tomorrow's top temperature, 13 degrees. And on Friday, cloudy with showers and southerlies freshening. Showers will clear at night, just 10 degrees. In Invercargill tonight, becoming fine with a low of 5. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain developing in the morning. Easterly winds and sou'easters from evening with heavy rain easing. 10 degrees is your high. And on Friday, showers and sou'westers clearing later in the day with a high of 9. And that is news from around the south today. We'll join you again tomorrow. Good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.